Let's get it started in here. Pizza time. Welcome back to the channel, lads and ladies, and welcome to another replay. It's going to be a couple in this one. First off, Star Destroyer 3 in the pizza wagon. I was wrong last time I talked about the diameter of the main gun on this. Well, it's more of a wheeled tank, wouldn't you say? An armored car with a 45mm anti-tank cannon, effective against armor that it faces at its own battle rating. This light, nimble, hard-hitting Italian pizza delivery van, and yes, plenty of room for pasta as well, is both a joy to play and a meme machine. Speaking of the OG meme machine, Little Boosh Tank Jr., the, what is that, SU-57, I think, gets taken down with extreme prejudice. The little popcorn maker just couldn't handle it in the face of the sheer forward-facing firepower of this fully operational Star Destroyer. M8 looks like the Chinese version is ordering more frontal armor from Wish.com now as it gets taken down from a single hit, punching up through the lower glacis. The M8, a fantastic little American nimble boy that follows a similar doctrine to this here pizza wagon, but has a smaller gun with a slightly higher fire rate that pays off well to people that know the American 37. But I've got to say, the APHE filler of this Italian 45 is much more effective at this battle rating. It's certainly not something you want to try and face head on if you have the chance. It's nice to see people still playing the Chinese tree. I think that it is one of the most interesting trees in War Thunder for people that are looking to just get started in the game. It can be very droll and boring, a bit blasé, if you will, in terms of its lack of new vehicles in the game, but it is chock full of meta vehicles, especially at the low and mid ranks. Where else can you find an M18 and a T-34-85 to roll together? I'm telling you, it's a beautiful, beautiful thing. And I'm not even interested in the least. Honestly, I have premium lineups full of my American golden vehicles and Soviet lineups full of golden vehicles. I've been collecting premiums over the years, and I have these lineups that are just, I love to power up. I love to get big numbers, and Star Destroyer is going to get big numbers in this match, and that's one of the reasons. Oh, that hit. This vehicle could easily be at a slightly higher battle rating, but facing rank 1 and starter vehicles for various nations, this is certainly a highly effective anti-tank platform. It doesn't have the highest mobility in a tier where many of your opponents will have incredible ability to position themselves in the battlefield, but since you're facing a lot of newer players to the game, as well as veterans on vacation, I'm telling you, low tier is fun tier, and if you just want to relax, unwind, and fool on some fools, then rank 1, rank 2 can be a lot of fun. War Thunder can get stressful, and sometimes it's nice to escape to the pea shooter meta. Star Destroyer, having set himself up here, is reaping the benefits of facing enemies that don't necessarily always make the best tactical decisions, and even then, sometimes it can be hard to get these lower rank guns on target if you're not really familiar with the vehicle, or you're range finding ability, your own personal range finding ability, I should say. Star Destroyer checking that corner for the enemy that was opening fire over his head. Either he was trying to scare the cows back home or he had sight on Star Destroyer. So SD checking carefully, almost you might say focusing a bit too hard on this enemy position. He takes his shot and misses. Now taking machine gun fire from the enemy, who no doubt has him scoped in with the main gun. SD decides to back off, and here you see the great choice of location that Star Destroyer has selected to set up shop. Another Wish.com M8 taken down. Fire coming in, barely missing SD. It might be time to reposition, my friend. This is a solid position. He's able to get to safety within a couple of seconds, as you see. He's also set himself up to be facing his escape route with his frontal drive so that he can use that good forward acceleration to get out of a sticky situation. That's another good idea. If you're setting yourself up to ambush the enemy, you can get a little bit more out of things. Nicely done. There's nothing that poor teeny tiny that's the French version. Little Frenchy boy anti-tank gun could have done. At least not when he's facing totally the wrong direction. And now another enemy pushing up toward the front. SD looking to get into a position where his cannon is going to have eyes on the enemy as he comes over the rise. That is a typical advantageous position to be in. LVT soaks the shot though, taking a round in, what is that, a fuel tank? I think so. Or was it a big huge box full of machine gun ammunition? Your odds are just about even on whether it's going to be MG ammo or gasoline or diesel when you're shooting into a low-rank American tank. We were all about that DACA until we realized that a single Ma Deuce on the roof is good enough for the girls we go with. And the LVT with its... does it have 10 degrees of gun depression? I believe it does. Could have had a shot on SD there, but again, using the good mobility of his vehicle to fall back to a good defensive position, Star Destroyer 3 is showing us the way to stay alive in any tier, but a method that's especially effective in low tier. Set yourself up in a nice ambush position. We see that SD has covered this hill with his tracks and the fields surrounding with the burned out husks of his victims. Set up in a good defensive position. SD now getting a very cheeky shot on the LVT that was pressuring him, but we hear more vehicles positioning around. We know there's an Allied AA off to his left, but that's no Allied AA. The engine sound we heard was a Soviet a Chinese T-26 coming in to take him down, and thus ends Star Destroyer's very effective kill streak on that map. Now, back to a friend of mine that is one of the treasures of my life. I know it sounds sappy, but I don't think of myself as a really sentimental person, but in the moment, I really do appreciate the people and the friends around me. And AC and Butler have been with the Toshio Thunder Discord. Link in the description below. You're invited to join as well for quite some time, and they immediately made their mark on the server. Good and interesting times, a little bit of drama, a little bit of growth for the server, especially in terms of how I had things organized. And these are two people who have a beautiful friendship, and I'm glad to have them as part of my life as well. And where are we now? We're in the IS-1. This is a heavy tank that actually feels like a heavy tank, immediately taking down the 6.7 Premium RU-251, the finest scout that Germany has to offer. It also happens to be a premium vehicle. Gaijin, let's get some more of those German scout vehicles at lower tier, please. We could really use those. Germany has a few fantastic scouts. 3 out of 4 of which are premium. Anyway, Germany's all right. It could be better though. And American M18, this video is really old. I think this is even before the Chinese tree came out that I recorded this one, and I've just been looking for a chance to share this with you all. Without getting too sappy. I was proud of AC when he told me about getting his first tanker ace in the IS-1, and I'm not sure if this is that video, but we're gonna see him do well here. IS-1 is one of those tanks that, again, it's a heavy tank that feels like a heavy tank. It's certainly not overpowered. In the meta of War Thunder, I'd say that it's definitely past its prime. But if you treat it right, it'll treat you right. It has a decent reload on its 85mm cannon that needs no introduction, similar to the main gun on the T-34-85, which is perhaps the steepest competition for IS-1 in terms of love from Soviet players. But IS-1, even in a 6.7 up tier, can be highly effective, especially with the popularity of medium and light vehicles. IS-1 finds itself able to punch through enemy armor, and against opponents like a Tiger that doesn't know where to shoot, it's able to tank a few hits as well. And that is where we get into the caveats with already 6 kills in IS-1. Well done, my friend. Well done, AC. 7th with a beautiful ammo rack turret shot on a Tiger. The IS-1 has strong armor against people that don't know where to shoot it, but since its weak spots are in the cheeks and in the lower hull, even against the angled side armor, if you can find a flat spot, there are many angles where you have a flat shot on the very thick side armor of IS-1. If you fail to get that nice line up with your round, you'll find IS-1 bouncing it easily. But a side shot into the turret, that'll do. In any event, that has been a couple of videos from a couple of people that I've had the pleasure of interacting with on the Toshio Thunder Discord, and I hope you enjoyed watching those yourself. Catch you guys in the next video. Bye-bye.